મને ગુજરાતી આવે છે. હિલ્દી બિલ્લી हैगी.
Guys, welcome on Freaky Fridays with Devansh Patel.
Yes,
Welcome,
thank you for
Abhay
having
Deol
us.
And Preeti Desai.
Hello.
And instead of wasting more time on the whole debate that's been going on in the last 3 days, would it be appropriate if we tag you as the Arvind Kejriwal of the music industry?
I can you term me as the Arvind Kejriwal of the film industry?
Film
That
industry.
would be
That would be
nice.
better.
Because
Yeah.
I'm primarily an actor and a producer, not a musician. But yeah, if they're going through some stuff that's unfair, then yeah, anybody going through something unfair, I would speak up about it.
You would be cleaning up the dirt more often than.
I am no Arvind Kejriwal. Let's just put that clearly. I found myself in the middle of a dispute. So the dispute was between the music companies and the musicians, and I, as a producer, had to have them sign over something the music company wanted. I was letting this sort of drag on because I wanted the studio and the company to handle it. And when I reached the 14th of Jan and I had a film coming out on the 31st of Jan and I had no music available in the market, I realized, wait a minute, the one who's going to get the most fucked out of this would be me. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't matter tomorrow. This issue has been happening before my film and it's going to probably continue on after my film. So mine would have just been a victim along the way. And I said, I'm no victim. I really am not. And if they have the right to defend what they feel is correct, then I have a right to defend what I feel is correct. And so I did.
You have done a brave. I think you've taken a brave step, which was needed, I guess. What are your opinion on this?
What's
Would
my
you take a stand
opinion?
ever? I mean,
Would I take a stand? Let me make something of myself in the industry before I make a stand for
you
myself.
have made yourself Patel. I mean, you've got to say Patel. What else do you want? You've already done Patel community proud, right?
Patel, yeah, of course, yeah. So yeah, but I stand by him. So I mean, yeah,
She take me
I
stand by
let,
standing by me.
yeah, that I can't do it better than him. So
Why 1/2? What do you mean by 1/2? Unless you order a soup on the table in a restaurant.
Yeah, which you do in the film.
Okay.
It's symbolic.
It's symbolic,
It's
right?
symbolic.
It's like you're getting something and you're splitting it between two people and you're sharing it.
Right.
Devinash,
Devi
share
Devi
करते
Nash.
Devi
हैं.
Nash. Devi Nash.
Made me sound like a Mahabharata character.
There you go. You'll never get a chicken in life now. मेरा नाम है देवी नाश.
There goes my bachelor. Anyway, no.
So those two obviously share करते हैं, split करके. It's like symbolic of your life
तो
sharing
हिंदी में
it.
बात करना. You already speak good Hindi.
अच्छा, oh हिंदी में मैंने बात की.
हाँ,
See, that's what
ये
happens.
हिंदी था.
हाँ. You know what happens? You know, you do interviews, so कहते हैं हिंदी में, okay? So I end up speaking English. English interviews, my Hindi comes out. So I'm getting all confused now.
Just tell her to do the opposite of what
Huh.
you really want her to do. You want her to go right, tell her to go left.
Huh.
Do you get this feedback from people that oh yeah, just because you're dating, it had to be Preeti Desai in the film?
Yeah, I mean, I do get that.
Obviously.
People think that.
Obviously.
Which is fair enough.
Huh.
But tell me seriously, what is one striking quality of Preeti Desai as an actress?
Ooh.
I mean, I hate complimenting.
He
her
hates
to her
it.
face.
He doesn't
Talk to
even.
me. Talk to the hand.
I'm not here. I'm not here.
Edit her right now.
She has a great presence on screen. You know what I mean? Like your eyes is drawn to her, and I think that's a huge advantage. It's what they call, I suppose, they call the X factor.
That's right.
What have you.
Oh, sorry. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's a big advantage to have, because there are a lot of people who are really fantastic actors, but your eyes don't have been drawn to them. And it's not about looks.
Yeah.
It's just about something. It's just a presence. What we
Spontaneity
call
or
it.
whatever.
No, it's just something about you, that draws the eye. And
There's
that's
a definition of it.
there's a definition of it. Or what they call the X factor, I suppose. That's the closest that gets to it. So it's really not about looks. It's about presence. And she has that presence on screen.
Talk to me a bit more about the family. But by the trailers it meant that you're living in a mad family, my friend. I mean, have you come across that in real life? Like, it's more like The Simpsons. Like I live in my family and I'm like, I mean anyone's family. I'm
saying my family.
Yeah.
Is a nutty family.
Oh, is it? Oh, great. Nice to know that. I mean, nice to know about it. A bit more in detail would be pretty appropriate right now.
Yeah, I don't know. We were a joint family. We were like
Yeah.
7 kids under one roof. You know, I mean, I call my Taya dad and my Thai mom. I call my own dad Chacha and my mom Auntie. Because there's a rule laid down by my grandmom that, you know, that the eldest couple will be mom and dad and everybody else is sort of your uncles and aunts. And so I like the fact that I grew up in such a way that today I can almost accept, if I get close to someone, I can accept them as family because I don't have this traditional approach to a biological parent being the mother and the father. For me, my Thai were just as much as my mother and father as my biological parents were, and I think that was good in a way. But it was still mad gap. I mean, just 7 kids, so you can imagine.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
What was London like? Did you
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire, sorry.
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire. Right.
Yorkshire was great. I was the only
I was the
Only
only
Indian-
low class and
only
thing,
Indian.
Yeah, I was the only Indian girl there, only Indian family there.
Did you have a Patel provision store? Somewhere.
She was the only Indian girl there, so I didn't think.
Are
there
you
was
kidding
any.
me?
No, there was actually. There were your
Patel
stores there. Yeah.
But they didn't have kids in school like you.
I mean, the news agents, as we call them.
No, in my school even, my school was all just like full white.
And
I
then
was
her
only
neighborhood
dark in-
was
I was only
voted
dark
as the
in the
worst
village.
neighborhood in the country.
Yeah?
She grew up in Iraq.
Tell me more about it. It sounds like Emily from London.
Similar.
Yeah, tell me more. Tell me more.
No, I mean it's just like it's a place up north.
Yeah, we know that in the map.
Yeah, what do you know about it? It's like actually it's nice. You know what? It's the countryside. So I'm a country girl. Lots of fresh air and
She's a
greenery. I'm not a hillbilly. Well, look at that.
Listen, it's fine. He said hillbilly, no one will get it but him.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, it's nice. It's fresh air.
Hildi billi hai.
हो गया पंजाबी आ गई आखिर आनी थी. Have you learned a bit of Punjabi from him?
Has he learned Gujarati from me? Is what you should be
Yeah,
asking.
sorry. Yeah, so we both are Guju, so let's
Yeah.
મને ગુજરાતી આવે છે.
આવડે
આવડે
છે.
છે. આવડે છે.
Okay,
Avde
slight
che.
improvement, but
See?
that's very
મને
cliche.
ગુજરાતી આવડે છે.
Okay, moving back to the film. This is, you produced it, and this is your first production. Now, every actor in this fraternity is turning a producer, which is not bad. I'm not saying it's bad, but it is also good because it gives you the freedom to do your kind of movies and to back your kind of movies. With such a versatile filmography that you have, Abhay, what do we see next? And 1x2 is versatile. I mean, in genre, we can't put them as just a rom-com genre. I think it's different.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
a typical rom-com. I mean, we have a rom-com for the lack of a better word
Right.
for it. But what's next? Well, I want to raise the bar even further. The tragedy is that, while making a Manorama or an Oilaki or a Devdi, it was always like, oh, these films don't work, these films don't work, just going to be very risky. And then when they do work, then the next thing you have people who want to make Manorama and Oilaki and Devdi, at which point I turn around and say, but I've made Manorama and Oilaki and Devdi, now I want to make something that's even edgier.
Yeah.
And so while the experiment was going on and nobody supported it, the experiment pays off and everybody wants you to repeat that experiment. I move forward from the experiment to the next. And they're reluctant to experiment further.
Yeah.
Because they just don't want to experiment. They want to now cash in on what's paid off.
True.
So what do I want to do next? I want to raise the bar further. And I do have a couple of scripts like that, but nobody in the industry wants to make them, unfortunately.
So someone has to take a stand and who you are. And what yourself as an actress, this is your second movie. Would you be sticking around doing, because we haven't seen you much in a very commercialized like a big pot boilers, or as we have a dirty word called masala movies.
Masala movies.
Whatever.
I love masala
Yeah,
movies.
blockbuster and God knows what.
She has to have connections with the right people who make them.
There you go.
If she had the connection, she'd get
Well,
the
at
job.
least you have the right connection, yes.
Here with me,
The right one, if not the other good one.
not for like the big masala movies, no.
Not right.
Which I think she'd be really good
But
at.
Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara was a big film. In a
That's
way.
as far as I would go for masala, but I mean, Zindagi
And even though
was
it wasn't masala, it was just
It's
like
not a typical-
beautiful
exactly.
road
Yeah.
trip.
yeah,
I think it was the most
So for me,
fascinating
that's
road
as
trip.
far as I go, for something mainstream, or Socha Na Tha for that matter.
Yeah.
These were films that sort of balance the two really well. But how many Socha Na Thas and Zindagis get made? For that matter, how many Devris get made?
So, when people are going to go on a Friday to watch 1x2, they're expecting you to sing a song, which they'll be pretty surprised that you haven't.
Really, what would this be
I don't know,
expected?
people love, they still dance on your number from Zindagi Man. And people laugh at your steps the most.
Oh,
And then
I mean, in a fun
laugh.
way, hang on, it's not
Are they laughing at me or with me?
both. But it's fun, because you're the one who's getting noticed, right? Out of the top three. And we know how Ritik moves, we don't know how Abhay moves.
He hated shooting
What
that.
do you, I think it's the most brilliant song picture.
I wish I had more fun shooting it, to be honest, because I really love watching it after.
Towards the
You
end,
did,
we
right?
started having
I
fun.
loved watching it. Towards the end, I think I started
You
to
started
open
to
up a
open
little
up.
bit, but then the shoot was over.
Yeah.
I have one of my favorite actors in this film, and I was so surprised to see him in the trailer, Jayant Kriplani.
Yeah,
He used to
Yeah.
come in 80s and serials,
yeah.
if you would recall.
Mm.
He's such a... And he's one of the most humorous guys I've met
He is.
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
kid.
No, yes. I remember, because I wanted to see Giant more in films, you know what I mean? And I
Oh, even
remember-
you've been a fan of his.
Yeah, I know him. So, I told him while leaving at the rap party, I said, just take films seriously, And he looked at me like, I do. What I meant, sorry, I didn't say films. I said, just take acting
Take acting
seriously.
seriously, yeah.
Like a fool. What I meant to say was, we don't see you enough
True.
in cinema, and just pursue it. I know that films tend to be slightly more fluffier and over the top, and I know that's why he resists them. And so because I knew all of this, I meant to say just go for it. But it came out as me saying, take acting seriously, and he just looked at me like,
Why?
child, of course I take acting seriously. And I was like, I meant films. I know you do theatre, I know you very well, a senior.
Amazing.
But he's very sweet, yeah. It was funny.
So, this movie isn't going to be questioning any youth-oriented pick-up topics, right? Whether it's a living relationship, or you're fed up with your family, or whatever. It's more fictional than, I would say, underlying message that's going to go out.
I think a message will come through by its own self. It's not been made for giving out a
Yeah.
message, but I think any good film will have an underlying message with it, That will come through in any case, on its own accord. Yeah.
What was the first time when you met?
The first time we met.
Made for each other?
Oh,
You
first
made
time.
by each other. Oh no, you don't look made by each other. I think, yeah. Was it pursuing the Ladette from London?
No, she was pursuing me.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
There you go.
She chased me.
Yeah, I ran after him
That's
and
what
I
I
just
was
kissed
doing.
him and I was just like, Abhay, please, will you take me?
Give me a chance.
Yeah.
Give me a chance, mommy.
Is it?
No, I just wanted.
I just want a chance, mommy.
Or is it?
Oh,
I met you both first at Ekta's house when you were sporting a mustache and I
Yeah.
think you were doing
For Shanghai.
Yeah, okay, let's get this conversation a bit fun. I just heard a few songs before I came here
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Only just before you come here.
Well, yeah, because
It's not available anywhere
It's
else.
not- But they're really
See?
cool. I mean, they're really, as you would say in the trade, out of the box.
It's a beautiful album.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful album. I'm not saying that because it's my movie. I wouldn't just say anything in any case. And what we have Khushfehmiya,
Yeah.
I'm Just Pakka and Kaboom out. Those aren't even my favorite songs.
Oh.
No, they're not. My favorite song is Ye Sheher Mera, which is it might be slightly niche. But for that niche, it's going to be like, wow. And that's what I love about it, is that it does cater to a niche, but that niche is just going to get bowled over by how beautiful it is, and hopefully it'll go into a more mainstream. But that's my favorite song, and then after that, it's followed closely by Khush Fehmiyan, you know, and then into Kaboom and Kab Pakaud. And then there's Khuda Na Khasta, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if people love that. So there's like 7 songs in there.
You sung a song in Zindagi Na Milegi as well.
Yeah.
Have you tried giving a voice to one of your songs?
Well, Shankar Ehsaan and Loy only did that one.
Okay.
And then they were doing my album, and they never asked me to sing for the song. So I took the hint.
What about you? Besides dancing and shaking your leg, breaking your leg, have you tried giving a voice to your songs?
Give my voice. I don't know. You know what? I didn't even think about it. I was like fully into the dancing because I play professional dancer, so I wanted to be convincing as a dancer first. And yeah, I think I just got really involved in all that to even think about singing. But yeah, I would have liked to actually, even though I'm not, I don't think I'm that great, but I definitely like, I think scream a few decibels out there. Actually, I am singing in the movie, but you see for yourself. See if you can see where I'm singing.
Where the singer ends and she starts.
You better do the Patel community proud, huh, Joy?
Oh boy.
Please. As a producer, you're really satisfied, and this won't be the one-trick pony, will it? I mean, there'll be more, as I questioned you in the earlier one, but you're really satisfied with the product that you've made. The creative satisfaction, the money.
Yeah, yeah. No. I mean, I'm pretty much happy with the product. Now, look, I think many factors go into making a film a hit, and it's not necessarily that the film is good. You know, how has it been marketed? How many prints are out there? You know, the visibility. Those things matter a lot. You know. Also, we live in a market where everything is inflated. I mean, it's all lies. Those numbers that you read are not real, true numbers. So you never actually necessarily know.
Come to know what.
You know what the truth is. I don't think they can downgrade the numbers of a film, but they can definitely upgrade them. So I've stopped looking at all of that. As an actor and as a producer, all I can guarantee is a quality product. That much I'll guarantee you.
Very nice.
Will that film be a hit or not? I don't know. That depends on what clout do you have.
But I think everyone is, I mean, people have, like, I mean, I wouldn't name the director here right now, but, you know, there is a director who just recently gave a small budget film which crossed about 100 crores, and before that, 3 films he made duds. So you never know, yeah. I mean, you know, where, you know, things are gonna become big.
Yeah, and
But
how
you
and
can't
why.
give up. I mean,
You just can't give up.
You
Exactly.
can't, right? Because
You
there are
can't
so
give
many
up.
producers. I mean, well, actors have turned producers, and most of them have, you know, just taken 3 years for their next second film. I mean, is that the process that you would be opting for?
Yeah, as an actor, you can deliver much faster than as a director for sure. But as a producer, I don't know because I've just started my journey. This one didn't take that long, you know.
How much time did one
in a year. Within the year, we
with the shoot?
not just shoot, conception, writing, pre-production, shoot. That took 1 year.
Wow.
And then post and marketing and release took another 6 months. In a year and a half, we did from conception to release was a year and a half. So that's not a long time, particularly in Bollywood. You know, it's a good record time. And if I'm allowed to continue making films, I will keep making such films and I'll keep delivering them every year and a half.
I think I put a resolution on this table, and I put 2 parties sitting here. Let's have a song to end this on from the film. And you don't have to be melodious. Don't look at me like that.
So it's
You
just
don't
like
have to be
out of the
melodious,
blue.
Just sing, yeah, just
I was like
sing,
drifting off.
Sing 2-3 lines of one track.
Well, for me, the track that goes well with the situation was Pakad.
Okay, so you can't sing back out unless
Is
you
it
get
Pakad?
right now.
Because I can sing Pakad, why can't I
You
sing
can,
Pakad?
go for it.
Yeah. So the words are great. I mean, you should know this because कछुए को जूता पहन के सूट टाई में बन ढन के बोलो कभी देखा है तो आओ देखो मुझे गौर से मैं जो करता हूँ उल्टा पड़ता है भेजा सड़ता है सड़ गया I'm just buck out.
Great. With a happy face, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on the show.